What's up, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? It's Dan here from Crying Noir. Welcome to my game making journey part 23. So we're motoring on quite a bit with these now. Like I said, this is part 23, so there are 22 previous to this. If you're new to the series, head back and check some of those out. And if you do enjoy the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. So I guess with that, let's jump straight to it. My game making journey had been a turbulent one. I'd started in Unreal, moved over to GameMaker 1.4, been pushed over to GameMaker 2, abandoned GameMaker 2 to go 3D, tried Unity, moved back to Unreal, and then crashed and burned. I'll be honest guys, at this point I was seriously close to packing in the whole thing. I'd been in a huge funk for nearly a year by this point. What with the grindingly slow progress we'd made with Eugene, the nosedive in viewership of the channel, being forced to abandon GameMaker 1.4, and now the serious knockback suffered at the hands of Unreal's visual scripting, I was close to packing up. I remember I'd spent 2 nights in a row struggling, getting nowhere with Unreal, and it was a Wednesday night and I was due to start work on my next game making journey video, and I just played Skyrim. It was around about 1 o'clock in the morning when I thought I would go through some of the footage I had for my upcoming videos and work out what videos I'd use to wrap this whole thing up. It was then that I found the footage for the Potato Mario platformer that I'd started in Unity. I suddenly remembered how much I liked the user interface and how much I'd gelled with C# as a language. I'd been so swamped trying to get to grips with Unreal, I'd literally forgotten that I'd even done this tutorial. Maybe I should give Unity another look. Over the next couple of nights, I binge watched nothing but videos about Unity. I found Brackeys and I found Saiku pretty early on, and off the back of that, I found so many videos of Unity looking every bit as good as Unreal. It would appear that the post-processing stack for Unity had come a long way in the last couple of years. The attitude around the whole scene was so familiar, but that's not too surprising really, as I found a lot of people had started their game making journey like me with GameMaker and then wanted more. Okay then, if I'm going to do this, let's try and find some extensive courses on Udemy. I was immediately drawn to Jonathan Weinberg's Ultimate Guide to Game Development with Unity 2019. Firstly because it was a fairly recent course, so I figured it would be pretty much up to date, and secondly it was an authorised course by Unity themselves. Okay then, let's give this game making thing one more try. Game 1 was a top-down scrolling shooter, and I immediately started laughing to myself. It was around this time 3 years ago that I did Heartbeast's Udemy top-down shooter course for GameMaker. The universe really is cyclical. Step 1 was to import the game assets, set up the camera and the scrolling background. We then added another layer on top of the scrolling layer to frame the action. Not a huge amount of code later, and we had a moving player character. Next up came the job of binding the player within the screen boundaries and setting up a firing system. The approach of Unity was so close to GameMaker, it was really weird. It was like hearing a foreign language that shared the same sentence structure and syntax, even a lot of the same words as your own, but with a few extra words thrown in for good measure. Instead of instance create, it was instantiate. Instead of instance destroy, it was destroy this .game object. C# is fantastic. We got the lasers to spawn at the player's position, and then set up a script to instruct each instance of the laser to go flying off upwards the moment it was spawned. Using that as a starting point, we created a triple shot prefab and created a power-up object that the player could collide with that would then enable the triple shot variable. We then set up a timer system for the triple shot and used both systems as the basis for a speed boost power-up. Next came a moving enemy, which would respawn at the top of the screen once it had left the bottom. The spawning position was then randomised, and it was on to interacting with the enemy. We added a play alive system and the ability to kill the enemy, which was then supplemented by an explosion animation. A shield power-up was then added for the player, which I somehow managed to make a dog's dinner of, but it looked pretty cool anyway. Once I got this fixed, a spawn manager was set up for both the enemies and the power-ups. It was then time to add some UI elements, so we added the lives counter, a score tally, and a start menu. I also played around with the spawn manager, and I think I might have gone a little too far with that. By now it was really coming along, so it was time to add some audio to make it feel even closer to finished. To finish it off, there was just a few finishing touches, including an animation for the power-ups, thrusters for both the players and the enemies, and a cool looking animation for when the player took damage. All that was left after that was an animation for the player's ship changing directions, and to play around with some of the post-processing to make it really look good. all in all, I'm really happy with the final product. Although Heartbeast's equivalent tutorial was more in depth than this one, with both screen shake and 2 enemies, one of whom moves left and right and fires back. Off the back of this tutorial, I honestly don't think I would struggle to add either of those features to this game. However, thanks to the combination of the quality of the assets in this tutorial and the post-processing of Unity, I think this game looks a lot better than the Heartbeast one. Now, I know some people will prefer the pixel art assets of the Heartbeast shooter, and the assets used in this tutorial could very easily be transposed into GameMaker. What couldn't be transferred though is the amazing post-processing of Unity. The J.J. Abrams bloom might be a little over the top for most people, but I love it, and besides, this is literally just an introduction. The next part of the course really does look amazing. So there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It has to be said, I'm really starting to love Unity. It's a really cool engine. I'm definitely loving it. I'm becoming a bit of an advocate for it. It has to be said, and I really like the way that it's kind of got a very similar sort of scene to the kind of the game making scene that I'm used to. You know, with GameMaker. Like I've had numerous conversations with very different people on different forums about it, and everyone's been totally cool and, you know, willing to share the knowledge and stuff. So I'm really loving Unity, and like I think this has got some legs to it. So yeah, if you did like the video, don't forget to hit the like, comment and subscribe, and you know, follow the rest of my content. There's loads of other stuff going on the channel. I'm always posting content at least every week. You'll see, well, you can see I'm on a lot of videos, so, you know, to stick around. I promise I'll do a shout out to some of my more sort of die-hard subscribers. So heads up to Atul Arabulu, BBG Potatoes, Joshua Nob, he's been around for a while, Patrice Finneghini, yeah, he's been here since day one as well, Red Menace, he's a big commenter, Sheep the Hack, this loser, whoever this is, TM Texts, and of course Zip Games. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and for sticking with me all this time. And like I said, the journey's still going. I'm still motoring forwards. So we've got some good content coming up. I've got some wicked ideas for some videos coming up. There's a link in the description below to both Bracky's and to Saiku's channel. If you get into Unity, these guys are the guys to watch. And also there's a link to the video for that amazing looking Unity demo, and also to the Udemy course that I did. So yeah, check it out. It's really good. So I will see you very soon. Alright guys, take it easy. Cheerio now. Bye bye.